And finally, new rule, someone has to tell me, if we can do this now, why can't we do this? People have started flying again, and some planes have been packed. Why is American Airlines safe, but not American Airlines Arena? Viruses like concerts, but are afraid of flying? Then how about we have a concert on a plane? Maybe Elton John could lend us his old tour plane, the one with the organ on board. Would that make a concert safe if it happened at 30,000 feet in a cabin filled with recycled coughs and farts while involuntarily spooning with the guy in 32B? Look, I'm glad the airlines are back in business. I'd like to see everybody back in business. And if folks are willing to take precautions and accept a small risk so life can go on, I say let that be our guide. The White House press corps is allowed to cover Trump's briefings, and of course they should. That's where we learn that drinking motor oil cures AIDS. But if Donald Trump is allowed to do his comedy act with an audience, why can't I? This reopening has no consistency. In LA, you still can't legally get a haircut, but you can get your dog's haircut. So he doesn't look stupid in Zoom meetings? Museums are typically spacious and very low risk. Why are they closed? But you can sweat and sway in a church? We're not supposed to congregate, but that's literally called a congregation. Georgia reopened massage parlors before restaurants, which only makes sense if the massage parlors serve waffles and the Waffle House gives happy endings. Across America, parks are open again, but park restrooms are not. So, what, move over bears? It's our turn to shit in the woods? It also seems like there's a different set of rules for single people. No one bats an eye if you live with family members who are coming and going. But if a mere friend who's not part of the family steps inside the house, break out the hazmat suits. Here's an interesting fact about viruses. They don't recognize marriage. And sharing a mailing address does not confer immunity. And we're not questioning any of this, which is a problem. Does anyone in charge of health in this country have any idea how much less healthy an airplane is than a baseball game? Let me help you out. Researchers studied 7,300 COVID cases in China and found just one that was connected to outdoor transmission. Yeah, you've heard people use the phrase, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Well, that got to be a metaphor because it was true. The virus doesn't like sun, like Rudy Giuliani. But humans do like sun and need it. There is a strong correlation between vitamin D deficiency and mortality rates. Science Daily reports on research that shows it might be as high as cutting the mortality rate in half. Well, vitamin D is something you get from the sun, not your phone screen. Outdoors, healthy. Unabomber lifestyle, not healthy. Why haven't our top health officials been emphasizing these things? Why haven't they given us any direction on improving our immune systems at a time when we need them the most? Imagine before the virus even existed telling your doctor, hey doc, I've been locking myself indoors, living in fear, day drinking and eating cheap takeout. Good healthcare plan? The vacuum in leadership isn't Trump alone. Yes, he puts the cluster in clusterfuck. Yes, he is the worst leader the world has seen since Idi Amin stopped eating the voters. But in late January, Dr. Fauci said the coronavirus was, quote, a very, very low risk to the United States. It isn't something the American public needs to worry about or be frightened about. On January 23rd, Trump got a briefing from U.S. intelligence, and he claims they underplayed the danger then. But the New York Times points out that Trump ignored a host of warnings he received around that time from high-ranking government officials, epidemiologists, scientists, biodefense officials, other national security aides, and the news media about the virus's growing threat. So all those people knew it was a threat by then. But Dr. Fauci was saying very, very low risk. In March, Fauci told 60 Minutes, there's no reason to be walking around with a mask. Well, there was, and he is now. That month, he also said, if you want to go on a cruise ship, go on a cruise ship. Look, I think Dr. Fauci is honorable, smart, and sincere, but I also thought that about Robert Mueller. And I worry liberals are once again falling into the same trap of lionizing someone just because they're the anti-Trump. Even before the virus, America had a far too chronically sick population, which is one reason we've lost so many now. We need to demand something better than how the entrenched medical establishment manages symptoms, but cures and heals far too little.